Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I meal prep and kind of what my meal prepping night looks like. Usually I do it on Thursdays and Sundays. For me, that's what works best for me. I like doing it 2 times a week. I just find it so much easier and it just helps me a lot for Sunday. So Thursday, I guess in a way, is kind of me prepping for Sunday. So I will clean out the fridge. I might not wipe it down. If it doesn't look like it needs to be wiped down, I won't. I'll go through my fridge and kind of do an inventory, what might be bad, what's close to expiring, what I need to use up. I'll also figure out what meals we're going to be eating for the next week, so Sunday to Saturday, and things like that. I feel like I'm saying a lot, but yeah, so that is kind of like what my Thursday looks like. I might do some baking if I'm really ambitious. But usually it's just kind of like just cleaning out my fridge, going through my pantry, seeing what ingredients we have, and making my grocery list. Now, sometimes these grocery lists get a little bit bigger because I might think of some things that I might want to add that maybe aren't food related or just ideas I have or something. But for the most part, that's what I do. I look at my week ahead. So like, for example, I'm looking at the calendar next week and I have a friend coming over next Friday. Richard is on night shift, so that's also something to keep in mind. So on Friday, I might do something simple, just so I'm not like cooking a lot. I also try and think of what shift I'm on because that plays a role too. If I'm on the late shift, like today I had a doctor's appointment, so I didn't get home from work till late. But when Richard is on night shift, dinner is already made, so it really doesn't matter what shift I'm on when Richard's on night shift. I just try, it doesn't matter, I guess what you could say, is because the night before I will prep whatever needs to be eaten for dinner the next day so that Richard knows what to make. Maybe he doesn't need to make anything. Like, we've just kind of been eating leftovers because the one crock pot dish I made lasted us so many days just because it's 2 of us. But when Richard is on day shift, he always gets home at 6 o'clock. And I don't want to make dinner at 6 o'clock. That's just not me. He doesn't want to, so I will wake up early. I always try to stay on the same, like, kind of sleep schedule. I'm always in bed at 10, always up at 6. Regardless what shift I'm on, just to help me stay like regular, I guess you could say. So when I'm on the 9 to 6 shift, I will get up at 6, and that gives me some time to prep dinner or whatever I need to do. I try to do it so at least if it's not complete, maybe I just need to stick it in the oven for 20 minutes or something like that. So we might not be eating right at 6, but at least we're eating by like 6:30, it's going to be ready to go. Or I might do a crock pot dish. It might be leftovers. It might be something where we just have to reheat up on the stove, just things like that. So I thought, you know what, I have a busy week coming up. The 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, I'm going to be busy all of those 3 days. And that's usually the days that I like to film. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday I'll film for a Monday, Tuesday I film for a Wednesday video, and Wednesdays I will film for a Friday video. But that's just not going to happen. So I'm trying to pre-film some videos for that week so that I'm not feeling overwhelmed or with stress. And I thought, you know what, it's Thursday, I need to meal prep anyway, so why not film this process and kind of take you along. So yeah, let's get started. In my previous video or previous clip, I like to go through everything in my fridge, dump out what's expired or is no good, and wipe down any shelves that need to be wiped. I usually don't bother with the side. I'll do that like maybe every other week, but I'll just use an all-purpose cleaner and a washcloth and just wipe down all the shelves so they're nice and clean again. I will also put bigger containers into smaller containers. If I notice that there's like for example, you're going to see me take out our crock pot and it just didn't need to, the leftovers didn't need to be in there anymore because it wasn't that full, and yeah, so I'm just going to put it in a small container. I also noticed that we only have like a couple juice boxes left, so that's something that I will add to our grocery list because we'll need more juice boxes for the following week. I also didn't mention how long this process usually takes me. I would say it takes me about an hour by the time I clean out the fridge and
put everything back and write out my grocery list and figure out what we're gonna have for the following week. It usually takes about an hour, and then about a half an hour to tidy up the kitchen. So I'm just writing everything in my grocery list that I noticed that we needed from our fridge. And at the end of the week, I will use up whatever leftover spinach is left. Richard takes spinach in his lunch every day, but if there's leftover spinach, he just didn't get to eat it that week. I will make a smoothie. This usually will make me about 2 smoothies, and I'm careful of how many smoothies I have a week, just because the doctor did tell me that my blood sugar is a little high. So I'm just careful how much fruit I'm taking, and as somebody who eats a plant-based diet, I feel like the sugar is coming from the fruit, so I'm just kind of mindful of that. So I'm doing a frozen banana, mangoes, I'll do protein powder and coconut water, and some spinach. And if I find it too thick, I will just add some water, and I'm using my Vitamist. I will link the one that I have down below, but I really like it. It blends up everything. And now I'm just going to clean up everything that I took out of the fridge, put things away. I was also making some like a vegetable tater tot things too, so I was meal prepping that. And yeah, this is just my time now to just kind of dump anything out that I haven't dumped out yet that's no good, expired, things like that. I'm going to put whatever was in my crock pot dish into a smaller container to kind of save space in the fridge, and then I'm going to wash the dishes that I need to wash, as well as load the dishwasher and start it up. And if I notice we have a lot of leftovers and we're just not eating them fast enough, then I will put them in multiple containers, which I'm doing today, and I will give some maybe to a coworker or my parents. My one coworker does try to eat plant-based as well, so she loves it when I bring her like vegan food. And this just saves me so much time on Sunday. I feel like weekends can be so busy for me, and you never know what comes up. Sundays are also never constantly the same because I have family gatherings and things like that happen a lot on Sundays, so it is easier and it just helps me on Sunday and I don't have to do too much. And usually I don't care if there's like leftover dishes in my sink, but on Thursdays I just love to give my kitchen some TLC, and I will take everything off the counters, wipe them down. Sometimes I will wipe down the cupboards if I think they need to. I'll wipe out the oven, I'll wipe out the microwave, and that's something I do once a week so that it doesn't get filled with just like food crumbs and things like that. It makes it so much easier. But yeah, like I said, usually I don't care if there's some dishes in the sink, but I love to like give my sink a good cleaning as well and just wash any dishes that are in the sink. Now if I think I'm having trouble scrubbing, then I'll just soak it overnight, but I do like to go to bed on a Thursday and the whole kitchen is like completely clean, and yeah, it just makes me feel good. And I feel like the more I've done this throughout the, not week, but throughout the months of living here, it's just gone by so much faster, and it really, like, I feel like because we're so used to, like, rotating all, like, certain meals, I will try and, like, add new recipes into our, menu, I guess you could say, but, it really, like, after a while, once you've done it so many times, this process really won't take you that long. And this is where I keep all of our recipe books. I usually go for my Vegan 50 book and just some recipes that I have in the past. I also will go on Pinterest and go to my food board so that I can see what meals I want to make, because I've usually made the majority, or I know which ones I like anyways. But oh, and I'll also use this one too, which is Clean Good Food. So I'll definitely leave them linked below. That's ones I use. So after everything has been done and cleaned, now it gets time to planning out our meals for the next 10 days. And near the end of the week, it does change. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday doesn't always look the same. Even if it might have said that we were going to have this, this, and this for dinner, it usually doesn't go that way. But I keep it there just in case. I just find near the end of the week, we usually don't end up making those meals because we still have leftovers to use up, or maybe just different ingredients that we really need to use up because, you know, their shelf life is only so long. We do eat a plant-based diet, so a lot of the things that are left over might be vegetables. So I will make a stir fry or a pasta, and it's just a great way to use up your vegetables, but and without having to worry with them getting bad. And this process is, I find, the one that takes the longest. It can take 20 minutes, 10 minutes, or it can take like an hour depending how stuck I am. Rarely does this ever happen, but I just find that I can't have the same foods all the time. I try to separate them, so like if it's been a while, then I will make them. My husband's not that way at all. He doesn't care. He could eat the same food for days, but that's not me. So yeah, I try to like mix it up, and I like eating foods that I'm used to. So I'll make lentil shepherd's pie instead of like the non-vegan way, or I will make vegan sloppy joes, things like that I know I'm going to enjoy but are plant-based and are good for me. And my final step is just to go through our pantry and see if there's anything that we already have and we don't need to write on our grocery list. So I will do kind of like a walkthrough through our pantry and our other cupboard, and yeah, that is how I meal.
That is everything for this video. Give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you really like these kind of videos. And I will see you guys on Monday for a Mommy Monday video. Alrighty, bye!